Many enemies in FTL will offer surrenders. Let's talk about when they're worth accepting and when to blow your foes to bits. First, surrenders are triggered by doing enough damage to the enemy ship. So when you bring their hold down low enough, then you will trigger a surrender in the enemy there. Every surrender that an enemy offers you should be considered, but most won't be accepted. Generally, it's going to be more profitable to kill the enemy ship rather than to accept the surrender, but always consider the offer. In the first few sectors, it's usually worthwhile if the surrender offer gives you a good amount of fuel, or if it gives you a good amount of missiles or drone parts that you are actually using right now. In later sectors, you're losing out on a lot more scrap by taking the surrender offer, so the offer does need to be better for it to be worth taking. Now, this surrender right here, they're offering 4 fuel, 2 missiles, 10 scrap. The 2 missiles we don't really care about, that doesn't matter much to us at all. The 4 fuel is pretty solid. That's effectively 12 scrap value, because we're going to be needing to buy that fuel soon enough anyway. 10 scrap is a little on the low end, but since this is only Sector 1, if we kill the enemy ship, we're probably only looking at about 15 scrap instead. So we're kind of paying like 5 scrap to get that 4 fuel, and that's going to be worthwhile. That's a surrender that I would take in Sector 1, but probably would not be taking in Sector 3, for example, unless I was really desperate for fuel. Also, if they offer you any item in the surrender offer, any weapon, drone schematic, or augment, that surrender offer is almost always worth taking. It's extremely rare you'll want to turn down a surrender offer that gives you one of those things. Another reason to accept a surrender offer is if finishing off the enemy will cause you excessive damage. If it's going to take too long to actually finish them off, and it's going to cause you damage, that's a problem. So you have to keep that in mind as well, because the fight will end when you accept the surrender. Also consider that if they're running away from the fight, they might run away and escape and giving you nothing, so it's worth considering taking the surrender offer in that case as well, if you don't think you'll be able to kill them before they run away. In this situation, I'm only at 4 hull, but their weapon setup can't actually hurt me, so there's no reason to panic here. Like, I don't need to panic and just, oh, I've got to take the surrender because I'm so hurt. Keep in mind the situation. If the enemy can't hurt me, then I don't need to worry about it. When you do accept a surrender, all enemies will teleport back to their ship, but any projectiles that are still in flight will continue their path. So you notice that guy that was boarding on my ship teleports back immediately, but the projectile is still in the air. Let's say that was a missile. I could have jumped away from the fight before that missile hit me, and thus prevent that damage. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But obviously you wouldn't have a chance to repair, and that could be a problem too, so it's a balance, but something to keep in mind. Now, another type of surrender is against slavers. They will offer you one of their crew members when they offer a surrender. Free crew is definitely nice, but don't forget the opportunity cost. You're effectively paying scrap to get that crew because you're not killing the ship. So if it's like Sector 1 early on, you might be effectively paying 15 scrap that you would have gotten from killing the ship for the free crew member, maybe your 4th crew member. That's a great deal. You should take that basically all the time. Maybe later on in the game, you're effectively paying 50 scrap, not killing them off, for your 8th crew member or something like that, and that's maybe not a very good deal. You'd probably do better to kill them off and just get the scrap reward instead of the free crew, because the free crew is not actually free. Hopefully that helps you understand when to accept surrenders in FTL.